The Golden Eagles battle the Mean Green at Roberts Stadium and get ready to travel to San Antonio to take on the Roadrunners of UTSA. Today on Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Jay Hopson. Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Jay Hopson, presented by Bancorp South. Golden Eagles getting ready to hit the road in Conference USA. They travel out to San Antonio this weekend to take on the Roadrunners of UTSA. They just opened up Conference USA play this last Saturday against the Mean Green of North Texas. And Hop, unfortunately, that was kind of the tale of two ball games. A first half where the Golden Eagles pretty much had control of things, and then North Texas kind of took control of things there in the third quarter and went on to win the ball game.
Yeah, it really felt with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, we really were playing good football. And of course we had the safety, not a safety, close call there, and it just seemed like everything turned after that. We certainly, the last 4 minutes, they got a long 99-yard drive and then a field goal, and then got the ball the second half, and it was like 3 quick possessions, or actually 4 possessions. It went from a 21-7 game to we were down 27, 26, 21, and just struggled in the third quarter and early fourth. It was one of probably our worst quarter of the season, and felt like we kind of gathered a little bit of momentum late, but just too little too late.
I was going to say, especially on the offensive side, early on, a lot of good things going. You got the passing game going pretty good. Ito had a couple of big runs in there, so a lot of good things offensively early in the ball game.
Yeah, we did. We started, like I said, we started out 20. We had we're up 21-7. I thought we were doing some really good things, and then we had a big turnover. Joe had the interception, and we had a couple of near misses there where it felt like we had the opportunity to go up 28-7. And again, weren't able to capitalize on those situations. Then we didn't get the safety there, and then next thing you know, it just turned into all North Texas for about a quarter and a half.
Well, they grabbed that lead, but then you get a touchdown. You make it a 33-28 ball game, and maybe had a chance to get right back in.
I felt like we had the momentum at that time, 33-28. Then again, we had a third down stop, and unfortunately, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Kentucky game. On the third down stop, we had a called penalty and kept the drive alive there, and then they went down and got points where, hopefully we could have got them off the field there. I thought we were starting to really get some momentum offensively and take it back in and gain the lead. But again, it seemed like they kept drives alive on fourth downs, and we had a lot of near misses in the second half, but just stuff we got to go to work and clean up and get better.
Just a bit on the show, we're going to concentrate on the strength conditioning program here at Southern Miss and SaJason Finley. Talk about him and what it means to have a strong strength conditioning program.
Well, I tell you, it's really developing our players. Recruiting and developing are probably the two main keys to college football. So, Jason does a great job, and his staff developing our players, and I think it's a process that each spring, you see our guys getting bigger and stronger, and those guys do a tremendous job. They put in a lot of hours.
It's really kind of a deal. You've got a nutritionist, you've got the strength conditioning, the academics. It's all kind of works in there. It's changed a lot in the last 15 or 20 years.
It has. There's a lot more development in the strength and conditioning world. There's a lot more science to it, and our guys do a great job there, not only in strength but in recovery. So we're certainly just blessed to have those guys, and blessed to have Jason and those guys doing a great job for us.
Well, the Golden Eagles getting ready to head out to San Antonio. They'll take on the Roadrunners of UTSA on Saturday night in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. But coming up, we're going to talk about strength and conditioning for the Golden Eagles, and then Coach Hopson will join us. We'll talk more about what else is going on here at Southern Miss. Back in just a bit.
My philosophy when it comes to strength and conditioning is very, very much so of understanding why we're doing what we're doing first and foremost. Just like anything, man, I tell our coaches, we're in a service industry, so number one thing is make sure we're serving our athletes at an all-time high, and then just really stand on the cutting edge with our movement, our mindset, our nutrition, and our recovery. We want to do it better than anybody else, so making sure we're researching and learning what's the latest you know, and then how we can apply it to our teams with making them better. The biggest challenge when you're dealing with new guys and getting them to buy in is everyone comes from different backgrounds. Everyone comes from different home lives and different high school programs. And the biggest thing is just really being able to build that relationship with them is the biggest challenge. Once you've built that relationship with them, you can get them to do pretty much anything once they know you for them. They trust you, and then they know that what you're doing and you're pushing them to be the best. And doing what I do, the satisfaction that I get is for me, man, is seeing guys, you know, number one, get the big picture. You know, sports and the game of sports, it's only a limited amount of years that you have to play this game. But my satisfaction comes when guys graduate, when guys, you know, call back and say, Coach, you know, my life has never been the same since you know, you said X, Y, and Z, man, I really listened to it. Or, you know, obviously when guys PR in the weight room and they've gotten better, you know, gotten stronger, breaking their personal records as a PR. I'm excited, you know, when guys light it up on the playing field, you know, on Saturdays, you know, it's a lot of excitement, you know, from that, you know, just seeing guys going out in the cell. I'm always going to be excited for them and rooting for them when they're doing things like that as well. For me, strength and conditioning has changed. Guys realize that sport is movement. A lot more coaches realize sport is movement. I remember just when I was playing and my strength coach, you know, we were doing a lot of bodybuilding type stuff and, you know, a lot of stuff that wasn't movement based. And now I think guys are realizing that in order to play the game, you have to move exceptionally well. And to enhance those movement qualities, they can be done in the weight room also. So I think that's the biggest change. Guys know that, you know, it's not about how strong you are. It's a lot of strong people that don't move well out there on that turf. You know, you have to be able to move to play the game. And being a part of the black and gold here at Southern Miss, man, it means a lot. When I first got here, man, and I said this has been the hungriest bunch of kids I've ever been around. They were so hungry for success, so hungry to win, you know, and then so hungry for guys just to love on them and, you know, build solid relationships with them, man. Just understanding the tradition here. It's a special place. You can win here at Southern Miss. You can win big here at Southern Miss. And I'm talking 10, 11, 12 ball games. So I'm excited, embracing the challenge to get back to that level of high expectations.
Southern Miss to the top.
A lot of times guys go into a season and saying, okay, I want to be the Heisman Trophy, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. No, it wasn't, that kind of stuff didn't necessarily enter my mind. It was just all about winning the game, one game at a time, doing whatever it took to win that game, whether it be running 20, 25 times a game, getting 25 yards. It really didn't matter as long as we won. That didn't happen too often because the way we ran the ball, we got big plays, you know. Some through the passing game, but a majority of them were through the running game. And with us running the option, I kind of dictated that. And like I said before, and it kind of goes back to when I was a freshman, it's 180 pounds to being 200 pounds as a junior. all of that was muscle from the workouts and running these stadiums and doing all this other stuff. So I go from running a 4.6 to running a 4.4, and I'm a hell of a lot stronger now with the muscle, the 20 pounds of muscle that I had as a junior from my freshman year. You know, all that work and everything kind of came together during the junior year. So, you know, as the season went along, you know, you saying, well, you know, I remember Coach Jordan saying, you know, you got an opportunity to do this 100,000. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. You know, we're just trying to win this next game. And, you know, and then when it happened, you know, a lot of people start talking about it, and you just didn't think about it, you know. But, you know, as I'm getting older, you know, with the gray hair and everything else, and the body hurting, I think about it, and, you know, it's always good to be the first to do anything. You know, I don't care what it is. So, to be the first to actually run and pass for 1,000, you know, during that year, you know, it was a special thing. And it's like I said before, that people say, yeah, Reggie, you did that. But no, I really didn't do that. We did that. And I tell people, and I speak to a lot of people all the time, and I try to let it be known. Nah, I didn't do it by myself. Nah, you know, I had a little help in doing some of the things that we did. You know, I was just a small part of that engine that just happened to be rolling pretty good and was fine-tuned. And that's one of the things about football. And football is the ultimate team sport. You know, it really is. You can get one guy on the basketball team who can pretty much dominate, and you might need a little help from one or two other guys, but them other two guys, you can replace them, and if they don't do their job, you still can be successful. But in football, that's not the case. You've got 11 guys on the field at the same time, and if one of those guys doesn't do his job, everything falls apart. It really does. Now, just like anything else, you got some people, not some people, but some things are more important than others. That's just the nature of things. I played a big role in that, but it wasn't on me. I mean, you know, I wish sometimes you could say, or whatever, you talk about that year, you just talk about the team, the 1981 team. It'd be great if you just say the 1981 team ran and rushed for 1,000 yards, the thing. But I understand the dynamics of it. It's a name attached to it, which is all right. But, you know, it's one thing I don't forget and I don't let it get away from me is that, you know, we did that together. We really did it together.
Hi, I'm Frank Firestone, center for the 97 Conference USA team. It's great seeing all my teammates, just a lot of fun. I'm so happy for a 20-year reunion for our conference championship season in 97. It's awesome seeing folks from all over the place. We have teammates, one's in Canada, we're in Pensacola, Florida, so it's just great seeing folks that are still here in Mississippi. But we had a lot of great fun together as a team and won the conference championship, won the Liberty Bowl. And it's just exciting times just to get back on campus and see the growth of Southern Miss, and it's just exciting times to be a Golden Eagle.
You know, being back today has been more than I expected. It has really been this overwhelming joy to see all the different faces and all the memories that we shared from that special year of an outright championship and the hard work and sweat and the stories. Seeing my old roommate for the first time, Robert Brown. You know, it's just again, it's something that I'm so glad I really came to. Again, I'm kind of lost for words of exactly how to explain the feeling that you have right now of all the guys, of the growth that you see from guys that have been through different ways and challenges. But at the same time, it goes to show you the bond that you have in the sport of football or any kind of team sport, that you have that brotherhood, that fraternity-like feeling.
You know, I've said numerous times, the best team I ever coached, I think. And wow, you look at some of these guys, you forget just how good we were. They still look like they can play. But it was an outstanding team, and it's so good to have them. So many of them come back. I think we're supposed to have around mid-40s attendance for this, so that's really good.
1997, I was a defensive coordinator here. Loved this team. I didn't think I could get any more excited about seeing people. To see these guys and see how they've grown up. We were champions then. These guys are champions now. This is so much fun to see these guys, to see Coach Bauer and Debbie, and see their families and how these guys are really coached for over 35 years. And I think I was closer to this team than any other team. These guys are really, really special. I'm blessed to be a part of them.
I tell everybody, you know, the games were the games, but the thing I remember more and most and reflect on, just like all the guys are getting back together, just the practices, the fun, the having fun, slapping around, having just a great time. I miss those times, and we've 20 years later, we're still a bunch of big kids having a great time.
The Liberty Bowl, you know, a lot of folks didn't think we were going to compete as well as we did with the Big East, you know, Pittsburgh, but we came and shut them down, and our defense played lights out, and Lee Roberts had some awesome throws to Sherrod Gideon and Todd Pinkston, and I mean, we basically shut them down 41-7, so it was a lot of fun.
I remember right out here when we played Houston, and that was a revenge game, and Patrick Surtain knocked a guy out. The ball went one way, the mouthpiece went one way, and the guy's helmet went one way. Early in the first quarter, the game was over then. We beat them 33-0. But these guys, hey, they did special things back then. They came to meetings early. They practiced their butt off every time, and we've stayed close for 20 years.
Well, we recruited so hard, and you know, it took us a while to get on track. You know, after I got here, and this was a result of a lot of recruiting efforts, and 17 players from that team went on to the NFL. That's amazing, and I mean, we were just that good, and a dominant win.
What made me want to come to Southern Miss? Well, I come from junior college. My best friend, Devontae Foster, was here already. He attended junior college with me, so I really never knew about Southern Miss, to be honest with you. But he spoke highly about the school. You know, I never came on a visit at all, and you know, he told me so much about the nasty bunch and the defense and what the intensity was and everything. It just made me, you know, want to come so bad. So I committed on the spot and just came. Well, growing up, I learned quick that I couldn't play basketball. I learned really quick, but I learned during basketball season we had a wrestling program in Georgia. So I started, you know, wrestling in high school, you know, and I started wrestling through my senior year, and I tracked it. I mean, it helped me with football a lot. You know, my tackling, being physical, and it converted over to the football field. So that's all the sport I played. I feel like wrestling is probably one of those sports where, you know, you and the person, you know, looking at each other eye to eye, and it's like, okay, we're gonna get it, you know. So, but you know, the physical and the contact for wrestling and football are pretty much like the same thing to me. And it helped me with my double legs when I wrestled somebody, tackling on the field, and it just converted everything. Well, growing up, I started playing football at a young age. I did. And the person that actually put the arm around me is crazy as my mother. You know, it was like, you know, 'cause I never had a father figure in my life, so on the field, it was like, hey, you might not let that boy hit you like that. You gonna get back up, you know, one of those things like that. So it was one of those things where football was all around my life. My brother also played, and he was big on it also, and he encouraged me a lot. My sister also. It was like my family. It really encouraged me a lot in football, you know. I would definitely say I'm more of a quiet leader, but you know, just like the coaches say, you have to turn to a different man on the field. And once I get on the field, it's one of those things where I look my teammates in the eyes, and the coach calls the play, like, hey, let's go, you know, and it just get really physical after that. Well, I play linebacker. Obviously, I'm very versatile with the defense. I do some of the third down dime packages, and I do some of the first and second. I'm very verbal and talking to all my teammates. I have to because I'm a linebacker, and I'm all over the field, you know, what Coach Peck wants me to do. I really enjoy R&B, soul, old school, neo soul music. It's one of the things I really listen to before the game. I don't listen to crazy, loud, crazy, crunk music before the game. I listen to slow music, calms me down, keeps me calm for the game. And going on the field, I just be calm with everything happening. I mean, football is just fun in general, you know, being able to hit another person without going to jail, knocking somebody out. You might get a flag once in a while, but other than that, that's probably the most fun part about it. And on and off the field, you learn more about being a character, having more character on and off the field, playing football. Right now, I'm studying criminal justice, and after football's over with, I eventually want to go into some type of law enforcement, anything like that. I always had an aspiration of being in law enforcement, no matter how everything's going right now in the world. Other than that, I just always wanted to help people, you know, just be that person to make a difference.
First down, Wildcats with just over a minute to go. Johnson in trouble, scrambles out of the pocket to the right side and got dropped for a loss. Great tackle by Sherrod Ruff to chase him down. And welcome back once again, everybody. Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Jay Hopson. The Golden Eagles again getting ready to head out to San Antonio to take on UTSA in their second Conference USA game of the year. Jay, we just on the show watched a little bit of a feature on senior linebacker Sherrod Ruff. He got a little banged up in the game the other night against North Texas, but there's a guy that really has been a solid player for you the last couple of years.
Yeah. Sherrod is a playmaker. He's one of those guys, very quick twitch, active, just a tremendous football player. He's a guy that a lot of scouts are coming in and talking about. So he's put his product out on the field, and he's a guy that, again, has made a number of plays, and we need to continue to make those plays.
And he's the guy, we were talking about strength conditioning earlier. He's a guy that spends a lot of time in that weight room, and he's really kind of changed his body and gotten stronger the last couple of years.
He has. Sherrod is, again, he's strong, he's quick, and that's the one thing. He's an aggressive football player, and that's the one thing about Sherrod that you really notice on film is he's a guy that flashes. And again, it's attracted attention, and a lot of guys are coming in talking about it.
We also saw a feature we did on the '97 team that was back. I didn't know if you got a lot to spend enough time with them as you might have liked to because you're getting ready for the ball game. But I know you saw a few of those guys, and always fun to see them back.
It is. Just what a great tribute to those guys. You know, certainly wish we could have sent them out a little bit happier on Saturday night, but those guys just want to thank them for all that they've done for Southern Miss, the tradition, and they're guys that, again, have set an example that we're all trying to live up to.
I know you and I have talked about this before. You always kind of open the doors to those former players. I mean, I've seen you come out of a staff meeting sometime to talk to the former players. So it's important whether they played in 1948 or 1988.
It's a football family, and that's what Southern Miss is. And those guys have done, again, those are the guys that went out there and they've bled and sweated, you know, all over the field for Southern Miss, and they love the university. And again, they're our biggest fans, and we just appreciate. I get letters from some of those guys, not only in the 90s, the 80s, and we just appreciate the 70s. We appreciate those guys, and just appreciate all they've done for Southern Miss.
All right, San Antonio again coming up this Saturday night for the Golden Eagles out in the Alamo Dome. Of course, last year was the game where Nick Mullins got hurt, and they were able to hold off the Golden Eagles in that game out at the Alamo Dome. But Frank Wilson's done a nice job. He's got a pretty potent Roadrunner football team.
They're an athletic football team. You know, they started off the season and beat Baylor. They're 3-0 and an undefeated football team, and they're athletic. I think they're really aggressive defense, fly around offensively. You know, they're a team that really kind of mixes it up on you. You know what I'm saying? You see it all. You know what I'm saying? You see everything from power to spread football. So they're a team that makes you prepare, and they've done a tremendous job there.
We saw a good quarterback last week in Mason Fine at North Texas. Sturm, the quarterback for San Antonio, is a guy that's kind of grown over the last couple of years and really did a good job of running the show.
Yeah, he does. He throws the ball well, runs the ball well. He's a talented player. Again, I think they're talented at their skill spots at quarterback, running back, and receiver. You know, up front, they're a physical football team. on both sides of the ball. So we understand we have a good football team we're playing.
When you guys got back to work a couple of days ago, where was the attention? What was the message earlier in the week as you got ready?
Well,
for this game?
you know, and this will be our message always. We just worry about Southern Miss. You know, that's the only team that I worry about every week, and so we know we got to go to work, have a better day, a better week of precision and execution, and that's what our challenge is, and that's really our challenge every week. It really won't change.
All right, Hop, thanks as always for the weekly visit. Best of luck. We'll see you on Saturday out San Antonio.
Thanks, Coxie.
All right, Coach Jay Hopson and the Golden Eagles against the Roadrunners of UTSA. Saturday night, 6 o'clock ball game in the Alamo Dome there in downtown San Antonio. Don't forget, Monday nights we're at Georgia Blue for the Golden Eagle Hotline with Coach Hopson. Come on by, visit with us, and we'll talk a little Golden Eagle football. That'll do it. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next time with another inside look into Golden Eagle football.
Been thinking about it since I was a kid.
Mom would be so proud.
If I could do it for a living.
Using my mom's recipes to open up a cupcake shop.
For my daughter to go to vet school.
Singing karaoke in all 50 states.
Captaining my own shrimp boat.
Tell us what you dream about. With the right loan or savings plan, we can make it a reality, no matter how crazy.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Keeping you within reach of what matters most. We're Bancorp South, and we're right where you are.
You got me falling hard, sweet baby, got me falling hard for you. And still, I felt this way before, you know it's true. And still, you got me more and more. Oh, you got me falling hard.
Bocoma Casino invites you to come experience a Las Vegas-style atmosphere with small-town Southern charm just up the road in Sandersville, Mississippi. You could drive over 70 miles to the coast, but don't risk the road. Bocoma Casino boasts over 700 high-energy slots, plus your favorite table games like blackjack, craps, roulette, and poker. Our 27,000-square-foot casino offers so many ways to win. Come see us at Bocoma Casino. Real winning, real close to home. Sandersville, Mississippi. Play here, win here.
Hey Southern Miss fans, it's Toby Barker, Mayor of Hattiesburg. Mickey Spagnola once wrote, if you're going to war and you get to choose first, choose Southern Mississippi. Always choose Southern Mississippi. Don't fight Southern Mississippi, because no matter how hard you fight, those folks will fight harder. His words capture the character of our institution and our city. We here in Hattiesburg are writing a new story, one where we rise to our challenges with great excitement, one where we push our city to reach its potential, and most importantly, one where there's real partnership between the University of Southern Mississippi and the city of Hattiesburg. Southern Miss is vital to our city's success, from the quality of life it provides through athletics and the arts to the talent it cultivates in the classroom. We share a common destiny. Hattiesburg is proud to be Mississippi's college city, and we hope as we go forward you'll join us in supporting our Golden Eagles this season as they go to the top.